Good to see you. How's it going? Up late, are we? Uh, Thank you. Yay, good to see you too. Yeah, I can't sleep. Well, neither can I. Neither can I. So we'll do some writing. How's it going? What you working on lately? Just hanging out, being cool. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, me personally, I am. Thought I could do some stuff, and it didn't work out exactly right. It should be fine. I'm going to Canada. Or we could write it right now. What? What? We could write it right now. Well, because I am Canadian. Half Canadian. My mom's Canadian. Um, and we're thinking of moving back up there, and my mom has a house that she likes, and she wants me to see it. So we are possibly going on Saturday. Hey, S'mores, good to see ya. How are things going, S'mores? I probably shouldn't disturb. What you got going today, S'mores? Oh, how's that going? Oh, that's fun. Yeah, there's a lot. Who are you finding? Who are you finding lately? Yeah, there's a lot of Canadians that do it. I'm only half Canadian, so uh, you know, yeah. There's a lot of guys I like who are Canadian too, but I'm assuming we are of of different. Do you know that? So, random fun fact: do you know that in medieval times they used to like drawing knights fighting snails? That's like a real thing that monks used to like to do. I've never heard an accurate explanation for what that was other than doodles. No, but see, look. See, look. Snail. Snail. That's the same snail. It was just a popular phenomenon to have knights fight snails. Let's see. Why do they? Well, yes, but you gotta remember this is before we invented perspective, Jaden. See, okay. Yes, yes, we must vanquish the evil snail. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if there's. Nobody really knows why. Hey, hey, why? How's it going? Hey, Finn. Good to see you. Yeah. How's that? How are you doing with all that, Jaden? Good to see you, Finland. Yeah. Yeah, the best that they can figure, I guess, is that it's just the knights were bored and they were just drawing random shit to amuse themselves. Like this is a monkey fighting a snail. When did they invent perspective in art? Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're doing good, Jada. So here's a fun fact. Perspective really didn't come around till at least the 1400s. Yeah, that was like, at least in the West. But like the perspective we think of now as like linear perspective didn't come by till like till much later, and it was seems to have been started popped up in the Italians, at least from my very limited understanding of art history. And I'm probably wrong, and I probably said a bunch of wrong facts, but yeah. But it's like it's weird to think that those ideas just weren't a thing. Finland, I am doing good. How are you? So, Lion, how's it going? Yeah. So if you want to include a fantasy thing, I believe Iranians did. Let's see. Who invented the spoon? The Egyptians did. Well, theoretically we're writing, but I'm distracted. I'm distracted by talking about spoons. What I meant to do was start working on my book, as opposed to Europeans who get everything right all the time. Oh, forks. I actually did a little research into this. Um, uh, okay, so I've done research into this. Most likely, realistically, they first appear in the historical record from the Greeks. From the Greeks, most likely the Byzantine Empire. I've heard some people say they probably actually got it from the Iranians. I don't know if that's 100% true. Because I was curious. So, the funny story about the fork is, okay, this is hilarious. This is an actual hilarious story. So, Theophania, Princess Theophania was the daughter of the Byzantine emperor, and she was married to, I believe, it's Theophania, if I'm correct about all this. She was married off to the emperor of a Holy Roman Emperor, and she insisted on bringing forks with her, and this created such an uproar in traditional German society that there was like papers written about like decrees saying, "This is the work of the devil! The devil has cursed these forks. We were meant to eat with our hands. That's why God gave us fingers." It was like a legitimate public outcry. Sporks were invented by Taco Bell, if I remember correctly. See, uh, it used to be like traditional dinner, like medieval like dinner. What you would do is you would rip it off with your hand and just eat it. I believe it was Taco Bell, right? I think it was Taco Bell. It was a fast food restaurant. Who invented sporks? Oh well. Okay, they existed a lot longer than I thought they did. There's a patent on record in 1874 by a man named Samuel W. Francis. I guess he is the first. Or is it Hyde W. Ballard, I guess, is the inventor of this. Is the inventor of the modern spork, but there's proto spork that came from the 1800s. Yes, but I believe it's Taco Bell who popularized it, if I remember. Correctly. Yes, this is all very important information. Sliced bread is newer than you think it is. Sliced bread. It's actually newer than you think it is. It comes from. It's actually a thing that really that doesn't become a big deal until the 20s, really. Let's see, 19. Yeah. Otto Frederick. Okay, here it is. Here he is. Yeah. Here it is. Here it is. Otto Frederick Ruhinder invented the first automatic bread slicing machine. Um, in 1912, but it was destroyed in fire, not rebuilt till 1928. Yeah, so it doesn't become really popular till like late 20s, early 30s. Yeah, so it's actually a lot newer than you would think it is. Okay. I suspect PB&J is not going to have one single inventor. PB&J. Let's see. It's originally paired with this. Okay, there's a recipe that pops up in Good Housekeeping in 1896. Okay, in 1901, in Boston Cooking School magazine. World War II, it had rations. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Yep. So I'm sure once. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I use dictation for everything. Yeah. So yeah, that's the history of PB&J. Uh, I'll add an additional bit of history. So you weren't asking, but might as well give the whole history of. Yeah. So sliced bread, us having sliced bread in like food to buy is not a thing. We had sliced bread, Jay. We had sliced bread. You would buy like just a loaf of bread, then slice it at home. But buying pre-cut sliced bread, that wasn't a thing invented until the 20s. Yeah, because we had sandwiches in like the 1700s. Yeah, we still sell it like that. But like sliced bread as a phenomenon, like to buy is more is newer than you think it is. Um, yeah, yeah. Well, in America, it's sliced. It's much more common. Uh, but yeah, if you're curious, the fork. Okay, yeah, sorry. I could be writing several things. Linux. I get it. It's Linux. I mean, we could go into like the historical context of why people eat what they anyways. Right, Linux. Are you a fan of fantasy books? Hell yeah. It can be. Well, the thing about it is, it's hard to like. 1992 by Richard Arnold and Roma Hergott. Born on June 21st. Born on June 21st. Father. I was born on Father's Day. Fun fact. Okay. Are you a fan of pro wrestling? this is gonna get okay. I'm writing a book about a pro wrestling in a fantasy world. Um, yeah, yeah. Some could say I gave him a gift every Father's Day, including this one. Which, anyway, sorry, I've been. I thought I was stronger than I was these past few days, and actually, it hit me rather hard. So, his passing is still relatively recent. Uh, not anyways. And we don't. I don't want to talk about it anymore because I have been obsessing over it for the past few days, and I don't want to anymore. Anyways, uh, uh, anyways, yeah. So everybody in my life has a. Okay. Okay. So I have a book about an orc who joins a pro wrestling organization in the fantasy world. That's what I was going to work on today, but Jaden has a lot of questions about stuff. What about you, Linux? What type of stuff are you a writer? Uh, I think tacos are old, but yeah, yeah. What stuff are you working on? Okay, it originated from the Mexican silver miners in 18th century. Gunpowder was wrapped in paper like a taquito and inserted into rocks before detention. By the time tacos were known as a food of the working class, which included miners, this resulted in portable street food being called taquitos. De Marin, sorry, my Spanish is terrible. Also known as miners tacos. So the tortilla was miners tacos. Wasn't hard U shape. Instead, it was corn with spicy filling. Okay. So yeah, street food in Mexico. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yes, you're very cool, Jaden. So tell me, what have you been working on? I write on a. I write in dreams, and then they stay in dreams. You're different and special, Jaden. Yeah. So, like a lot of stuff that's popular, it started as street food, basically, in Mexico. Yeah. Similar story with another popular dish called the hamburger. Hamburger was street food from America. Thank you very much. Um, that um, yeah, yeah. I've tried writing in notebooks before. I do occasionally. Here's the thing: I will do occasionally. I will occasionally like storyboard a novel, which is a weird thing to do. Well, well, Linux. That feels like a thing we can solve today. In fact, how would you be up for doing a writing sprint? Um, Here, let me show you. Storyboarding. Storyboarding. So, storyboarding. It is a secret thing. So a lot of shows and movies have a script, but they also have a storyboard where you draw little where you draw in how you kind of want the story to look and move before you go to actually film it. Famous storyboards. Let's see. In animation, fun fact. Okay, so here's some fun thoughts. Let me show you. Let's find some professional. Let's find some professional looking ones. I don't feel like showing you my crappy looking ones. Ooh, okay. That's a good one. Ooh, okay. Trying to find one that maybe the general. Oh, okay. Here's a storyboard. This is a storyboard from Jurassic. This is a storyboard from Jurassic Park. Where they, you see, very basic. Film uses these a lot. You kind of do them to figure out exactly when and what's going on. Coen Brothers are pretty famous. Coen Brothers are pretty famous for storyboarding everything before they shoot it. Yeah. I mean, your area, around you guys' area, you've been embracing more digital stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and it's partly for like it's partly so they can figure out the direction of a movie before they even do it, So you don't want to go into a scene and not know what you're going to do before you do it. That makes sense? So animated shows often start with a storyboard and then we'll write a script later. So what a lot of movies will do, we'll figure out the storyboards first, then write the script. Anyways, I occasionally storyboard my novels because sometimes I have trouble thinking about them in just pure words, and I try and work them out visually, even if they're not going to be visual. So, yeah, it's a helpful tool for filmmakers. Yeah, exactly. Comics, by the way, Jaden, comic makers do that all the time too. Comic people will storyboard their things. Comic storyboards. Although you'll find, see, if you're curious. It'll look like this. It'll look something like this, where they just kind of do rough thumbnails of everything before they actually draw it fully. Yeah. Praise. Okay. How about everybody? Everybody clap your hands. 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 How about we do a script? Does that sound good? It's good. It's fine. I had fun. I could have talked about this stuff more. Uh, uh, Linux. Here, let me tell you something. Can I give you a piece of advice? So do a lot of writers. You would be shocked. You would be shocked how many writers can't really do have trouble talking about the making characters that aren't like themselves. Tosh, good to see. Tanchi, good to see you. Here's what I would say. When what happened? Here's what I would say. Just think of like unique elements of your personality, and like think about like unique stuff of your personality, and kind of separate your personality traits into different characters. You'll be able to write more effectively. You'll be able to write different characters if you just take parts of your personality and imbue that in different characters. That's probably the easiest way to do it. Also, uh, use people you know in real life as inspiration for characters. Yeah. No. No, Jaden. Yeah, that's the other thing you can do. What? No. No. What? No. Yeah. Yeah, I would say that that's better. Like take elements of a few people you know and mix them all together. Also take elements of people like notable people that you've heard of in the news and history and mix them together and put them. Yeah. And mix them. I also what I do is I like read about interesting people in history and I'll base characters around them. You know. Sure, go ahead. I take it as a point of honor. Yeah, here's the thing. Real life is just a free idea bucket. Is the answer to most things. I also okay. Yeah, that's hard. Well, that's a difficult thing too. Uh, oh, oh, why? I'm sorry. Uh, Yeah, that can be hard. Well, it's hard. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had stuff. I also did. I did expect people to be up necessarily. Um. Uh. Okay. Yeah, keeping character's personality is well. The important thing to remember is that people aren't just one thing. There are a range of emotions. So people can be angry. People can be, happy. People can be upset. Sad. Just try, think to yourself, like, okay, well, how would this character react to being angry and upset? How would this character try and process that? Like, I mean, I think that's kind of an important question to ask when you're developing characters. It's like, okay, how do they deal with stress? How do they deal with anger? How do they deal with depression? Like being sad, you know, like, and you'll be able to, I think, develop your characters a lot more when you think in those terms. Like, I would say just imagine your characters on a wide variety of different spectrums of things that they have to deal with and kind of figure out how they would behave. Uh, like, okay, here's the thing. Um, oh, dang, Heather's is free. Could just write it, watch it right now, but we're not going to. I want to watch a good movie. Yeah. Like, okay, okay, character. Let's see. How do characters work? How to best explain characters? Okay, when you have like a character, okay, people in social situations are kind of driven by a few things. Usually, not all the time, but this is kind of a couple of default things that they'll be driven by, like how to best be how to best be like cohesive with how to best to get along with the group, how to best to make feel every how to make people feel comfortable, and like how to best make people like to be around me, I guess. And the way people react to those and the way people think to try and achieve those, I think says a lot about their character. You know, like how they try and be accepted within a group is a good way to how they like what they'll try to do to be accepted within a group. It will be a good way to figure out how like characterization works, I think. um okay, like here's a thought process. Do you have like what's like a character, like how does your character like try and make friends, like when they get along with a person, what would be like their instinct to try and make a friend? That's totally fair. That's a totally fair way to do it. Yeah, that's a totally fair way to do it. And you'll find the more you write the character, the more they'll be different from the people you base them on. So, the more you go, the more they'll start taking on a personality of their own. So like, don't like use that as a base, and then your instincts will usually take over, and you'll be able to write a more consistent character as you go along. Uh, well, Linux. Okay, I guess we're doing full Sean as a writing teacher. Linux. Fun fact about me. If you're fun fact about me, I was a professional writer. Like legitimately, my job for a while was to write at a professional level. I wrote audio dramas for a company. So, okay. Uh, I say that not to brag. I say that to a little bit brag, but to at least give you where my knowledge comes in. So, if I could, I'm going to link you to something. It's called the Story Circle, and I'll explain a little bit what it is. And it's a good. Oh God. Oh. I love it when. Okay. So, Linux, let me explain how this works. Development is all about want. Character development is about not having your character's not having something and what they go through to get it. So, oh, were you? Oh, okay. Well, I'll explain it again. Okay, so yeah, yeah, yes. So, character development is all very basically is all about want, usually. So think. So what this will explain how you do. Think start your character in their normal everyday like life, and then think of the thing that they don't have in that life that they would want, and then put them in an unfamiliar situation and have them to get the thing that they want, but have them change to meet the unfamiliar situation. Basic. That's kind of character development. A character must, for a character to develop, they must have something incomplete in their character development is something that your character will have something that they need or want that is not in their normal everyday life, that they will have to go to extraordinary lengths to get, and those extraordinary lengths will change them as people. That's a real basic way to think of it. And you can get into like a lot more detailed ideas about this, like with like the what I linked you was a real basic but good, and there's stuff like the hero's journey, which some people don't like, but I think is pretty good. It's good to, when you're conflicted, start out looking at the hero's journey and work from there. I'll link it over here on Twitch too. Well, Linux. Then you have two character arcs. Well, Linux. Here's the trick. You're actually doing the story circle hero's journey twice, and I don't know why it's out of focus right now. There we go. Yes. That's the trick of that. You're just doing it twice. You're just doing it twice. That means each of the main characters has to have their own arc, has their own story circle. Thank you. It's a little cold in here. Linux, I think you have a pretty good you have the pretty good start for a character arc, right? Character arcs right then and there. What makes them decide to not murder each other? People are asking for help. I'm sorry. I can't. Jay. Part of the point of these streams is to help is to write, but the other part of the point is to help people with their writing. I feel I'm fairly experienced in all that stuff, and I think I'm good at it. Very early, I imagine. But let us see. Okay. When was the table invented? 7th century BC. Or no. Ancient Egyptians. They find evidence of tables all the way in ancient Egypt. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, let's do this. I'll start a poll. We're starting a poll. A poll will be started. Everybody stand back. Woo! 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 Should we do a writing sprint? That's where we write. That's where I mute the stream for a few minutes and we sit down and we actually write. It's super fun. You have 3 minutes to decide. Unfortunately, I can only do it over on Twitch. Yeah. It's a good way to motivate the people. And plus, people are often very chit-chatty on here. It's a little hard to focus at times. Which I don't mind, but... Ooh. Ooh. Don't worry. Yeah, your vote will be. You know what? I'll count your vote. I'll count your vote. If it's one and I'm counting your vote as a yes, I'm going to add your vote to the final tally. I'm just checking the results on video I made. It's doing okay. None of the videos I made today have been that successful, but what are you gonna do? Greetings! Greetings! Greetings, country girl. Good to see you. Pew, pew. How goes it this fine and wonderful day? Sleep is a bourgeoisie lie. Oh, look at that. It's 2 for me. What are you talking about? I had a no. There was 4 yeses and 1 no, aka do the poll twice, aka we're going to do this poll twice. Okay. West Coast, Best Coast. I'm very probably moving out to the West Coast for me. I'm very probably moving out the West Coast in a few months. So, yeah. Going to be on the Pacific Ocean. Okay. We'll do a 15-minute sprint on the hour. It's British Columbia, very probably. Possibly slight chance at Seattle. We're going to check out some Seattle spots too. Okay. Let me get a timer set. And we're going to go, okay? California would be nice if it wasn't so fucking expensive. I have a quick answer. Yeah. Okay. Well, it wouldn't exactly be Seattle, but we'd be near Seattle. That'd be the city okay. Lindbergh, we're about to. Just because it's supposed to... Okay, Jade. JPS, lovely to see you. Welcome to the stream. And Jaden, I can answer that very simple. Theoretically, it's supposed to be a warm up sprint. Like, my plan is always to do at least 3 sprints on here, but usually we get so distracted I only get 1 done. But theoretically, the first one's supposed to be a warm up sprint. The second one would go longer, and then the third one would go even longer. But it doesn't work like that usually, so... But that was my initial idea. How's it going, Jay? JPS, good to see you, JPS. You ready to do some? You ready to do some writing? Okay, we are starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Let's go. Hello, everybody. How did we do? But you got something. That's the important thing. And hello, Miming. Good to see you, Miming. Mem. Meme. How's it going? Yes, we are writing. Although we do get distracted quite easily. Got something done. Hope everybody got some good stuff done. I got and I wrote down a scene that has been in my head for a week, so that's good. That's good. Okay, let's see. We'll just keep going until we the invention of ordinary things. I have there's theories on door design that I'm quite passionate about. When was the chair invented? Probably a very long time ago. Okay, let's see. This is from Ket Kemp. That's awesome. Okay, the chair. So, okay. Ooh, this is some interesting stuff. So apparently, okay, fun fact: chairs have been around since forever, but the concept of normal people sitting on chairs apparently wasn't a huge thing for a long time. You were expected to sit on a bench and enjoy it. This is important painting. You see this one brought up a lot because this is one of the few paintings that was about normal peasant life and not so much the aristocratic. Go to bed, Jaden. Go to bed. Go to bed. Please sleep. Everybody shame Jaden and going to sleep. Jaden, go to sleep. Go to sleep, little baby. Don't. Hey, I'll make this clear for everybody. Please don't stay up on my account. I stream quite often. Not as much these days, but that's just because I'm busy. So, truth be told, I'm. Okay. Well, I don't. Yes, go to sleep, Jade. Well, let's take a few. Let's sit back and relax for a second. We got some work done. We'll get more done in a minute. Okay. Um, let's see. Well, Kinds of Kindness is an absolutely terrifying poster. Uh, Forgot about it. I wouldn't remember if I. Idea ideas I forgot about or ideas I've totally forgot about. I don't know. I mean, ideas I've abandoned just because I didn't. I don't know. I had a few. Oh god, I have so many ideas that I started and never finished. I don't know. There was a few kicking around that it's more like I just didn't have the motivation to finish them. I had a superhero idea that I liked that I think still has some meat on the bones, but I just didn't have the energy to finish it for some reason. I don't know why. I was gonna start kind of like a literary superhero universe, if that makes sense. Just like instead of comics, just books, superhero books that I was gonna write. And I had some, I think, strong characters and ideas, but I got busy and like. So a thing for me is I'll often get too busy in like trying to like micromanage micromanage stories and like go, okay, if I can just change this, mess with this a little bit, I'll eventually get it perfect. And then I do that for like a couple of months and then I never finish it. So I do have the story. So I had a superhero thing I liked. I had this idea for a post-apocalyptic story that I thought was really cool. There's a few ideas that I want to do that I just haven't got around to doing yet. Um, like I have this idea. I had this idea for like essentially it's like a medieval, it's like a fantasy version of The Office. I had a sitcom about. Oh, this was an idea I told a bunch of people about, and they all loved it, and I never did anything with it. Well, there's a few ideas I have. One is I had a sitcom idea, and the basic premise was now this the crowd here might not be as into it, but I was into it. Was um, it followed around the cleaning staff of famous celebrities, and it wasn't going to be like real celebrities, but it was going to be like their job is to clean clean like the staff of like a famous Hollywood celebrity, and like it's kind of like a sitcom about that. I always thought that was a cool idea. Yeah. Let's see. You know what they say though? Perfect is the enemy of good. I, Here's the thing: a mediocre finished story is better than a perfect unfinished story. Let's see. I get into trouble for showing this. Okay, I'm going to show you guys something, but if we gotta remember. I can't go past. Okay, blank on back. So that means this specific stream, can't go past 5 hours, just because of the way things work. It's from a really good channel though that I like, and I might show you only part of it. Let's see. Yeah. So I'm going to assume most of you are young. David Foster Wallace is a relatively important author, and I'm going to guess they probably won't teach him, and they don't usually teach him until you get to college. So, but this was an interview he gave. I think it's really good.
You know, the whole thing about perfectionism, the perfectionism is very dangerous because, of course, if your fidelity to perfectionism is too high, you never do anything. Because doing anything results, it's actually kind of tragic because it means you sacrifice how gorgeous and perfect it is in your head for what it really is. Mm-hmm. And there were a couple of years, I think, where I really struggled with that. I played real serious tennis when I was a child. I played it enough to start to feel like it was beautiful.
You were 17th in the United States Tennis Association's Western section when you were 14 years old.
That sounds very impressive. That's a regional ranking, and it means that I was probably 4,000th in the nation for my age group.
But could you have been better? Was it a matter of choice that you didn't pursue it?
I perhaps could have been somewhat better. One of the interesting things about playing competitive sports as a child is that you confront your own limitations rather starkly at a certain point. For the first couple of years, I was very good and was regarded as promising. And then after I developed for 2 or 3 years, it became very clear exactly how good I was going to be, which is I could probably be a good college player, but that I was never going to have professional potential or anything.
And so you passed up on it?
I didn't pass up on it. I kept playing, but there's a difference between training. I mean, the people who seriously play devote their lives to it, sort of the way monks do. I mean, you don't date. You go to bed at a certain time, you eat certain ways, you practice 10 to 12 hours a day. And I mean, the difference between practice...
Anyways, I just wanted to show you the first part, what he talks about with perfectionism. It's like, you kind of have to sacrifice the perfect thing in your head for what must be the real thing. And that's the only way forward for all of it. It is kind of tragic because, you know, the glorious perfect thing that you imagine is just not going to be the thing you're ever going to write, and that is the truth of every great piece of art you've ever seen ever in your life. None of it is as good as the creator wanted it to be. So you must go forward knowing that it will never be as perfect as the thing in your head. Yeah. But also, it's not, like... like, an average finished thing is better than a brilliant half-finished thing. If that makes sense. Hopefully I didn't play enough of it that I won't get copyrighted strike. Like, it's my favorite saying is no battle plans. What am I saying? A saying I like to say, something I like to say is no battle plan survives first contact. Like, the thing in your head will not be the thing you write down, and there's something kind of beautiful about that, I think. Remember, art is ego death. Yeah. Yes, you're very wise, Jim. Anyways, I don't think they teach David Foster Wallace to you guys yet. Which, yeah, since the beginning of time. Since humans first lost their fur, but kept part of it. Well, tell me a little bit about this idea. Linux, explain it to me. Fun real fact. Do you know that Vikings were actually quite well groomed? They've constantly found like combs in Viking grave sites and stuff. Yeah, that's David Foster. There's a lot. I'll say this, young people. There are a lot of very cool writers that that schools will not teach you about. That you have to find on your own. And when you read them when you're like 16, your mind gets blown. Yeah. Yeah. You say that, Jaden, but hey, let me give you a bit of piece of advice about an important test that will determine how your college years will go. A lot of how your life will go. Okay, and it's not the tests that they talk to you about. Oh, it's none of the tests that they actually talk to you about in school. When you go to college, this is a real piece of advice. When you go to college, you will take a test on what you'll take a test, and the test will be determine how much you actually picked up in high school. You're already accepted in college, and the college will test you on your actual like basic level skills. And depending how well you can do is if you do really bad on that test, they'll make you take like remedial like math and English and science classes before they let you take college courses. So that's the test that's important to get good grades on. That's the test that's actually quite important. Yes. Because if they determine that you actually didn't learn, because they can determine that, no, you actually don't have the knowledge, you actually aren't ready to take college level courses yet. We're going to send you back to taking like these remedial stuff. And you can get trapped in I know people who can get trapped for years taking those courses. Okay. Okay. Okay, tell me more. Linux? This actually sounds interesting. So yeah. So you're like your SATs, your all the, the SATs are mildly important, but the real important tests are those tests, and they never talk to you about those tests, because when you hit college, that will determine if you'll do 4 years of college, or you can even reduce it to like 3 years of college to get your degree, and they never talk to you about those tests, because otherwise you could theoretically get stuck in a lot of really boring remedial classes. Fortunately, the only ones I really had to take were like a few science classes and 1 or 2 science classes and a few English classes, grammar and stuff. I'm dyslexic. I always had trouble with that. Yeah. Okay. Okay, that sounds interesting. So what scene are you trying to write? Heroes. Heroes. That very easy answer on that. Heroes. Yeah. Well, that sounds like a bit of drama. Linux. That sounds like a bit. It is a show not worth. It is a show not particularly worth remembering. It was a show. It was a show about normal people suddenly developing superpowers, and I was super into it when it first came out. That was a show I was really obsessed with because I loved everything superhero. Okay, tell me about this scene, Linux. Tell me about this scene. I really love superheroes, and I'm like, oh, awesome, cool superhero stuff. Um, and then it got really, really bad, really quickly, and it just lasted forever. Um, like to an aggressive point, and I watched it all. Oh, Jaden. Oh, it got so bad. Okay, tell me more. Break it down further, Lennox. Break it down a little bit further. Is that on IMDb? Let's see. Wow. Really? Okay. But look at, like, I should break it down by season. I actually never saw She-Hulk, so I can't really comment one way or another on that. But just bad. It's bad in the way that like bad 2000s shows were bad. In that like it well, you got a pretty good little outline right there. So yeah. Well, the first season is pretty good. Okay, so there's a few contributing factors to why it was so bad. Why it immediately fell off the reins. So right as the second season was happening, there was a writers. There was a writers' strike right as the second season was happening, so it was cut off prematurely, and they never solved any of the storylines really from season 2. And then part of the problem is well, part of the problem is like they would just introduce storylines and then it would go nowhere. Like it would go nowhere and nothing would happen, and they would just keep introducing newer and newer storylines, and then the characters would like keep getting more and more powerful, and it would. So there was So this be whole thing where the characters would get power. They'd make the characters more and more powerful, and then they're like, "Ooh, this character is too powerful. Let's reduce his power." And then like they would spend a whole bunch of time with their power reduced, and then it was just constant this, and then they would throw in twists that didn't make sense, and the characters would sit around, and the budget was a real problem a lot of times because like they just wouldn't show the superpowers. Like the whole show was about people developing superpowers, and they wouldn't show people with superpowers. Okay. That's a cool detail, but the shapeshifters. Basically, it just new plot points would be introduced, and then nothing would be followed on. New plot points would be introduced, nothing would be followed on. Yeah, there was like no real plan. The first season, part of the problem. Okay, so one of the problems was One of the problems was, and this should be a good thing, but it kind of screwed some stuff up. So the original villain, and this is like a cool idea, was kind of was a serial killer who could steal people's powers. Who after he killed somebody would steal somebody's powers. The problem was that character was super popular, so they kept bringing it back. So like there would be no like threat ever, because like they would just bring this character back, and like over and over they would just bring this character. They would just keep bringing this character back, and it was Zachary Quinto, and Zachary Quinto's a really good actor, and the character was really good, but it's a problem. And then it's like all the main characters that they have, they just way overpowered them, and it just kept getting bad, like really bad. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. Isn't that it's so funny? It is a funny term. The thing is, it's kind of an archaic term that we don't really use anymore. But there used to be things like film serials or book serials, or like book serials or stuff like that, and that meant like just kind of continuing stories that we'd go back to see, film serials are just a thing that don't exist anymore. Like, they were like a really popular thing for a long time. But film serials are essentially were proto television. Okay, Jaden, have a good night. Night. Yeah, anyway. What time is it, anyways? It's almost 3 for me. But I got energy, is the thing. I'd like to do at least one more sprint. Okay. Yeah, there are. I think everybody's asleep, though. I guess we could do a sprint right now, if that's okay, if you want to do one. Okay, I'm just checking something. Okay. Just checking the results of some stuff here. Give me a second. Okay. Okay. Sure. Let's do a sprint. Might as well, right? Okay, how about we go for 20 minutes? Does that sound good? Five, 4. Yeah, pretty much. Yes, it is. AC 2.0. How's it going? Yeah. And after a while, it just kind of becomes nonsensical. The other one, how's it going, Ace? The other show like that, I'll throw this out there, was Smallville. The other show like that was Smallville. I really loved it in the beginning, and then it just got worse and worse over the years. Okay. No! Oh, there we go. I knew I recognized your name. Here. Before I forget, let me... Okay, before I forget, I'm gonna... yeah, screw it, I'll make you a mod. I did get a new haircut. It's called Not Being Able to See. Good seeing you. I'm gonna make you an approved user. Oh, I didn't know you posted stuff. How beautiful. So lately, not to give him more air, but lately we've been having a little bit of trouble with a troll on here, a particularly vicious one. Okay, screw it. Let's have anybody talk. So I'm making a list. I'm making it longer and longer. Yeah, and the problem is he'll create constant like new accounts every time. So I'm making a list of approved users. So um, anytime he pops up, uh, we'll just switch to approved users. And Linux, I'll put you on the approved users list as well. Yeah. Oh, this one's bad. He's a real jackass. I assume it's a guy, but you know. Okay. Add approved user. Ignore that for a sec. Just there we go. Save. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, some people really are. They really are like scumbags. Yeah. So if he pops up, we just switch on approved users. Nobody's in trouble. The conversation goes on as normal. Because part of the problem is he's kind of a persistent one as well, which sucks. Because I put on 20 minutes and he'll just wait for 20 minutes to keep coming on. Anyways. Oh, awesome. I don't know. I haven't really kept up with Star Wars. Oh, that works. You know what I have been keeping up with? Home movies. Oh shit! Are they okay? You know what I have been rewatching? The old animated show Home Movies. Oh. Oh, are you okay? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, that sucks. I have had panic attacks too, and they are not fun. They are very much not fun. Um, were you? Was it a stress headache or a tension headache? I get a lot of those. Yeah. Well, if you're going to discover an allergy, it's best to do it right outside an ER. That is funny. I'm glad you're okay, but that is funny. But you passed Spanish, and I think that's the important thing. I mean, in the end, in the end, isn't our life only important as long as we pass certain classes? Isn't that all that matters? Certainly, there's nothing left over from. I don't have any unprocessed trauma from school. Unprocessed trauma from college, where I went through a deep, deep depression cycle, but nobody would listen to me, and the only thing that mattered was that I passed my classes. No, that didn't happen. That wasn't one of the worst years of my life. Anyways. Ooh, got too real there for a second. Stupid thing. Happy Pride, happy Pride. You know, my birthday is this Friday, right? Fun fact. I'm turning 32. I'm actually doing something pretty fancy. No, I am going to. I'm doing two things. I'm going out to one of the hippest restaurants in town, the Blind Goat, and and then I will be enjoying a night at the theater. A night at the theater where I will be seeing Dial M for Murder. At the Alley Theater. From Frederick Knott. It is very nice. It is very nice. It's very nice, very classy. And then the day after that, I will be heading to British Columbia to be possibly looking at a new house. To buying a new house that we're going to move to. So I'm having an eventful week. And Linux has a really cool idea for this whole story that they've been explaining it to me. Because we're potentially thinking of moving there because why not, right? No, there's reasons why we want to move there. Get out of Houston. Yes, it is in Canada. But it's important. No, it is important to specify that you are moving to British Columbia. No, it is important to specify that you... Yeah, oh yes. Finland over here is in fact writing a lesbian romance. It is important to specify that you are moving to British Columbia because British Columbia is very different from the rest. British Columbia is different from, say, Ottawa or Saskatchewan. Yes, it contains the funky little island, but it's also connected to the land. It's also significantly warmer than the rest of Canada. Yes, me. Uh, oh, what not to tell a skeleton? Oh, yeah, thank you. Sage, thank you, thank you. Okay, Callie, what do I not tell a skeleton? Thank you for the follow. Yeah, we have a new bot in the thing today. It is really chill. We're actually moving. I'll talk more about it once everything is final, because it's not totally decided yet. Uh, the general consensus is the house we're living in is too big for us. And it's kind of eating away at all of our money. Sage, it's been going pretty good. Kind of being lazy and distracted, but it's going pretty good. Yeah. What about you? Uh, you know, just slowly but surely working on stuff. Yeah. I, I don't. I don't think. Yeah, the North Koreans, I don't think are super cool with that stuff. Yeah. It's great to meet you. Great to meet you, Sage. Uh, Tell me, what have you been reading lately? Tell me, what type of sci-fi do you write? Are you hard or soft? Are you let's see. Are you hard like steel or soft like water? Oh, Apollo. Thank you so much for the follow. Hello, 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 Apollo. How's it going? Good to see you. That's wonderful to hear, Apollo. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Ooh, science fantasy. We don't see that very often. That's fun as heck. I'm glad to hear that. Always fun when you're doing that. Yeah. So what is your major now, Callie? Tell me a little bit about your book, Apollo. I want to hear it. Yeah, I like writing romance too. When I was a kid, I hated romance, but now that I'm older, I'm like, I like it more. Okay, that's good. What did you switch to? Well, I'm glad you're back to where you want to be. Yeah. Food. Oh no. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm literally on TV tropes right now. I'm literally on TV tropes right now. I literally have look. I'm not lying. I literally have it opened right now. I was reading about the film Gaslight. Well, I mean that's. uh, I mean, if we want to talk honest about like, um, most writers live below the poverty line. Like most professional writers live below the poverty line. Here's the thing: I was a professional writer for a while. There's different opportunities now. Like traditional, like strictly traditional, only publishing like books writer is for most people is probably a thing of the past. But you can diversify. There's a lot of other things you can pursue. Yeah, yeah. Like I worked for a company that produced audio dramas. Noble, yeah. Okay. Apollo, I think that your book sounds really cool. Paul, will he find him? Yeah. Well, we're all just kind of gently faking it until we hopefully make it. Or is the brother going to be the secret villain who's been besieging him all the time? Or is the brother going to be the secret villain of the series? Oh, that's really good, Finland. That's good. Sorry, I'm losing steam here, everybody. What do we say we get the it is almost, it's 3:21 right now. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I probably should call it. But I don't, we got all these cool new friends here and I want to get to know them. And at least, God, I'm so tired, guys. I'm sorry, I'm tired. The body can only survive so long. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Finland. Oh, I made you a mod. You're a mod now. Congratulations. Listen, we gotta be careful. No, it's mod. No. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's do this. Okay, over on Twitch, we're sending you over to Purple Natalie Books, and I wish we could do that on YouTube, send you somewhere, but we can't. Rating now. Okay.
Hello everybody! Welcome! Thank you, Superstar!